Hello, this is Alina with you, and today I have an interesting case for you. A client came in. She specifically asked to book an appointment with me. She said she has difficult nails, and from the photos, it wasn't quite clear what exactly was so difficult about her nails. But when we removed it, everything became more than clear. In general, here we have onycholysis and some kind of unclear issue with the middle finger. As she explained to me, she says that I have it on the middle and ring fingers. The cuticle grows inward, well, more precisely, it just doesn't attach there for her. After all, as everyone probably already knows, our cuticle serves a protective function. It actually covers the nail, protecting it from infection, but for her, this cuticle doesn't attach at all. She also says that during a manicure, no matter where she gets it done, whenever that area is touched, even slightly with a pusher or drill, it becomes inflamed, sometimes with a bit of pus, and constantly turns red. After I removed the coating, I saw that these fingers had onycholysis, and of course dirt got in there. And her profession, by the way, is not an easy one. She is a veterinarian, so she often comes into contact with animals and therefore with infections. She says, of course, gloves sometimes tear during work. She also has to work a lot with antiseptics, alcohol, and disinfectant solutions. In general, she has plenty of different interactions with various materials. So there can be allergies here and maybe some individual reactions as well. And as for those little pockets on her nails, she says it's actually been happening to her for a couple of years now, and the technicians just cover them up and basically ignore them. She doesn't allow the cuticle to be removed on her middle and ring fingers and insists that nothing should be touched there. But objectively, if you look at this finger, you can see that there are some inflammations. And here, in the area of the cleaned onycholysis, I saw a white spot. And honestly, she and I looked at it for a long time, and at some point we thought, isn't that pus or something? Because, well, the finger around it is quite red and a little swollen. She and I decided to use a clean, sterile, disposable needle. Right away, just to clarify, I'm telling everyone, we wiped everything down, disinfected it, and then we decided, and I'll use a rather scary word here, to pick at it a little, but that's exactly what it's called. Nothing came out. So there was no pus there, it was just irritated skin that we mistakenly thought was a little abscess. Basically, we removed everything we could from there in small pieces, gradually cutting it away. I always use nippers and a curette in my work. This part in the sinus area seemed really strange to us. She says, I already feel that an unpleasant sensation is starting, so we didn't clean all the way to the end there. Still, my motto is clean, but clean carefully, only as long as the client is responding adequately to it, meaning there shouldn't be any painful sensations. Of course, God forbid anything gets picked at or scratched open, because doing it until it bleeds is always extremely traumatic. It's better if we meet with her again in a week or two, and then we can finish cleaning everything up and see how things are going with her nails. Here we see this kind of little pocket, right? You see the cuticle doesn't attach at all, it's not fused together. So we won't even need to push it back with anything, it's completely separated. And it's clearly visible, especially when I applied the powder. You can see that there was either some kind of trauma or maybe she pinched it. But again, due to the non-standard, let's say, nature of working with animals, injury is quite possible. Reactions can also occur to various things. Yes, due to the solution, there is still a hole on the face. A hole exists in the nail plate, which is a fact. Here I'm still trying to gently get something out, although on the video it looks like I'm just digging there with a shovel. But actually everything was done carefully. I just have to speed it up a bit because the movement is slow, so it's more interesting for you to watch. And of course we remove the loose edge with rusty pliers. That's a must. Honestly, it's probably time to clean them, maybe with a grinder. Well, by the way, that's something to think about, by the way. But I only use them for trimming nails, and of course they go through all the necessary cleaning steps. I'm begging you, please don't throw tomatoes at me. We sterilize everything as we should. Well, then I started using both straight scissors and cuticle nippers for work. Here we also cleaned up the onycholysis, and these old tissues go quite deep here, so there's a sort of pocket there as well. It turned into a little pit. I hope this is also clearly visible. These are the two fingers she usually never lets anyone treat at all. And thank God I was able to get the message across to her, and we agreed that she wouldn't get any coating done. What we're going to do now is clean it up and we'll see how it all goes. But a funny situation happened, by the way, when we were working on her nails. There was a client sitting nearby who had worked in medicine her whole life and now she's already retired. She looked over at us and simply said, "Well, that's it. You just need to pull out the nails and everything will be fine. Do you have a fungus?" Guys, I'm telling you, diagnosing a fungus just by looking at it is simply not possible. It can't be done. That's why I also sent my client to a specialist. I'm telling you, it would be better to get a test done just to rule things out, and if there is an infection, to find out exactly what kind it is, instead of just treating it blindly. So here I present to you the original nails. So this is how it was before. You can see that the nail wasn't in the best condition, and now our fingers have been cleaned. I cleaned them very carefully, not too deep, and you can see that there is onycholysis on the other nails as well. But for now, this is the final result. So leave your comments about what you think. Maybe someone has had something similar. I'd like to discuss it further. This is Alina signing off.